It's Thursday, July 7th, 2016, and I'm going to try and keep this short. Um, I didn't go to work today. I had a headache on and off for several days. It's been hot, so um, it's been hot, so I imagine it's a high pressure system or something that's causing it. I can't remember if I um, made an entry after the business trip to Chattanooga. It actually went pretty well. Um, I mean, you know, there were some things that were hard about it, and I had trouble sleeping, but overall, it was a good trip. And I came back feeling really proud of myself and feeling empowered and like, well, I can do more than I think I can. And I was very energized after the trip and very motivated. and and um, last week, I don't know, it was stressful for a variety of reasons. I think mostly I was just kind of overstimulated, and I think it triggered a depressive episode. And it's just been I've barely been able to like shower or wash my face or I'm just shy of dragging clothes out of the hamper because I just don't even give a shit what I wear. And I'm like craving sweets like crazy. Just all kinds of weird stuff going on with my body. And I don't know. I just I have a headache even now. It's really bothering me. Um, I don't know. I it's really hard when I feel good and then go back to not feeling good. It's such a letdown. It's really kind of crushing in a way, and um, you know, I just think, well, I don't even need to be happy all the time. I would just like to not. I'd like to not feel like my life is meaningless and I'm never going to be happy again. I'd like to be able to not have those thoughts. I'd like to not walk around feeling like, I don't know, like somebody's just taken a chainsaw to my chest and cut out my heart. And I'd like to go around not feeling like everything I ever believed was bullshit. Because, I've never had a lot materially, but I've always compensated for that with, I think, trying to, I've always tried to compensate for that with people. I've always tried to compensate for that with people, with friends, with family, and I don't really have any friends anymore. I don't really have contact with anybody. I I do some chit chat on Facebook, and that's about it. But all these long-standing friendships that I had for so long that that I thought were going to go on forever, and I loved all those people so much, and thought they were really, really special, and felt so rich, so rich and so fortunate to have them in my life. And those people are all gone. And those types of relationships it's not like you just go out at age 50 and find friends like that again, because these are friendships forged. I mean, you grow up with these people, they know who you were, they watched you go through all kinds of stuff, they watched you go through all the things that made you the person you are now. And that's a way of knowing someone that someone who comes in 50 years later can never emulate. It's just not the same. And I don't know. There's someone that I'd like to be friends with, but it's really weird. I'm really lonely, like unbelievably lonely and isolated, and at the same time, I don't want to see anybody, and I don't want to talk to anybody. And I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what it is. And I thought the medication was going to help. I thought it was helping. So I don't know if the solution is to go on a higher dose. I think what's going to happen, this is what happens to people. You go through all these different medications. Sometimes they don't work at all. Sometimes they make you really sick. And then sometimes they work. And that's amazing. And then for whatever reason, my psychiatrist says, oh no, the medication is still working. It's just all like, oh, there's other stuff in your life. And I think what happens is that your body learns how to metabolize it and becomes really good at it. And I really think, they've found that people who have lost a lot of weight, your body wants so badly to put all that weight back on that it literally stops burning calories. So you'd be down to like 500 calories a day just to maintain. They've shown this with studies. And I don't see why brain chemistry would be any different. There's something about the body. It thinks it needs to be a certain way, and it fights to get back to that place. It says, wait a minute, this isn't right. I know how I'm supposed to be. And I think that's what happens with antidepressant medication. I think the body just keeps trying to go back to where it was. And so I think it just gets a lot better at metabolizing the meds. I just don't agree with my doctor on this because, the Lamictal was working fucking great. Great. And then, what stress do I have on me? I make plenty of money. I have a super supportive husband. I live in a beautiful home. I live in a very safe neighborhood. I have an 11-minute commute to work, and I don't even drive. I got a chauffeur, who makes my lunch. I don't even have to make my lunch. So I have absolutely nothing to be stressed about. So there is no stress in my life that's making this medication not work. It's something else. And Jesus, I just want to be able to live. I had 2 really super productive weekends. We were doing all these projects around the house. I was so motivated, and I was just, I hate it when I backslide like this, and I don't have anyone to talk to about it, and Jesus Christ, I could go back to a therapist You know, it gets a little depressing having to pay somebody to talk to somebody. And you know, when I'm doing better, it just I hate going back. I hate going back and saying I feel terrible again because it feels like failure. It feels like failure. I got interrupted. Um, but anyway, I completely lost my train of thought now. I'm just gonna stop.